Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I'll just dance. Okay, now welcome to Quilt and Code. Normally, when I was growing up, we would sometimes answer the phone, Cottrell's Madhouse. And so it sort of feels that way this morning, as you can tell. Things, if it can go wrong, will go wrong. And so, welcome to Quilt and Code this morning. I'm so glad you are joining us. If you're not joining us right now, I know you'll be joining us later, so hang on. And we've got some interesting things happening this morning. Will is over making some corned beef and eggs, but corned beef
hash browns.
Okay, so it's coming. So I'm going to send this over to Will, and he's going to tell you what he's making. Oh, wait, let me get this out of the way so you can actually see.
Well, here, I'll let you take this one.
Ooh, I already get breakfast. Yum. Of course, I have to run and get a fork.
No.
Oh, look, he's got me a fork and everything. Okay. Plastic fork.
In solidarity with the rest
disaster.
of the county that's living in a camping trailer or something.
The plastic is everywhere.
So, well, basically, I like my hash browns O'Brien. So I have onions
you
and
got to talk
peppers.
about how this is all part of our disaster recovery.
This is all part of our disaster.
And so, what do the hash browns represent for our disaster recovery?
We got rocks. We've got vegetation.
Oh my gosh!
Animals going down I don't know. We've got corned beef in here. So, what do we want that to represent?
Oh, right. That does remind me of Linus and Lucy. So, we were after the disaster happened, we were walking because you couldn't drive, obviously, and these poor cows were stuck on the other side of the creek with no bridge. Like, there was nothing. I mean, there were people over there because obviously the bridges were gone. But I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Well, we kept watching Linus and Lucy. We named them. We watched Linus and Lucy as they gradually made their way. We thought, oh my gosh, they're going to actually come to our house because, like, they were on the way to where we are. Luckily, we had a bridge still. But a bridge is a loose term. It's still a loose term. We can get across it. We're not quite sure for how much longer, but we can get across it right now. So,
Bonnie and Mickey on, and I think the corned beef is all the canned goods that
Right.
Okay. So this is all disaster. Like, I mean, we have been blessed by all the wonderful things that have come in. But Will, you need to explain what you did because this is not normal corned beef. I thought. He was just going to dump corned beef hash on the grill.
In the same way that my sister for Thanksgiving does not just open a can for the cranberry sauce and the sound of the wonderful sound of Thanksgiving. No, I do not like the corned beef hash in a can. I like canned corned beef in hash browns.
So good.
So I diced up potatoes and onions and peppers, salted the potatoes before I came, and then got them going. And the key to hash browns is you put the potatoes on a greased surface and leave them. Don't touch them. Don't mess with them. Don't do all of that stuff that you want to do. You're not cooking when you're doing this.
A watched pot never boils.
When it comes to hash browns, this is cooking. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good. Okay.
So then you let them
jealous.
brown for a good while and start flipping them, and then you throw in your onions and your peppers and your corned beef and let all that Maillard reaction start happening on the corned beef. And
it's delicious.
So
I had to admit, I was skeptical, but I always am. Hey, he didn't add any spice, so we're good.
well, there's a little bit of pepper. There's a crack of.
I mean, I could use another egg, but I'm good.
I can do another egg. I've got to do more eggs for these. So
this
remember,
morning,
we got kids in the other room.
We do have kids this morning in the other room. So this morning, I am attempting to embrace the fact that Thanksgiving is like a week and a half away. Remember,
Even though we don't know where October went.
Right, I lost October. And so I'm trying to figure out how Thanksgiving is a week and a half away. Because people are saying, like, my daughter had an event yesterday with her with her coworkers, and she made my cranberries, which I do from scratch, and they're delicious, and were a big, huge hit. And so she was thanking me for providing the recipe and stuff. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I have got to embrace the fact that Thanksgiving is a week and a half away. So I tried really hard. And then today I am going to bring out the Christmas stuff to decorate the shop. And my husband is going, you're going to do what?
That's okay.
The shop is okay. He doesn't want the Christmas stuff at home. We have a new kitten this year, and we've decided that maybe we don't decorate with a tree this year. We remember that from a kitten
There's enough down
20, 30 years ago where we were pulling him out of the tree. I mean, he just thought that was the best thing. All right, cool. I'm going to put this down. We are Moda Day today. You're making me another egg, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Okay. So, we have a couple of patterns that are perfect for Christmas gifts. And so I was going to do something totally different and ended up here in this this morning.
See, our 9 o'clock live started at 9.
That's why our 9 o'clock live didn't start at 9. Is because I was changing my mind at the last minute, and that's okay. So this is a wonderful, wonderful project that comes out of Moda. It's actually 2 projects. So these little guys are wonderful, and Vicki, who is on, will attest because Vicki has done several of them.
Would you two like
And,
to come out and get some hash brown and eggs?
And then Vicki also created
you
these lovely
be so
charms. And
kind
so
as to
I don't
make
know if
your
Lanny can
contact
scooch you in
cup of
and
coffee
to see the
for
lovely charms. But she has also put together little charms for me. And so I have gone ahead and put little charms on each bag just to, I mean, like this final touch of adding this little charm to these bags just really gives it a wonderful little classy look. All of a sudden you go from homemade to not homemade. And so I love that. So what these are, I'm gonna move this over to the side right here, is mini charms. And so mini charms are 2.5-inch squares, and they're a pack of the whole line of fabric. And Moda is just absolutely, Moda just has absolutely gorgeous 2.5-inch square packs, mini charm packs. And so we have several here. And so what we do is all you're doing is sewing them together, and then you're putting in some tabs and a zipper. So I'm going to play with this one a little bit, but I am using this one to sort of demonstrate a zipper, because I'm going to do the zipper this way instead of this way, I think. Anyway, like I said this morning, I'm telling you, my brain with this disaster is just crazy. We have a ton of Vicki's lovely charms here too. And we have sewing machine, zipper, sewing machine, scissors, buttons. We have little bees that she just found. We have musical instruments, treble clavs, little harps. And so, you know, we have tons and tons of little wonderful charms that we can, that we have here at the shop as well. So if you're able to stop by and see. And they're only $3.99, but if you get 3 of them, then they're only $10. I mean, they're $10 for 3. Okay, cool. So I will move this out of the way. All right, and what I wanted to do is demonstrate an easy zipper, okay? And so the easy zipper comes in both of these, but in particular this bag right here, okay? And so I am going to use this. Now, the other thing that's wonderful about this project is that I used a whole bunch of scrap fabric. I just pulled out a whole bunch of stuff that I had hanging out and created 2.5-inch squares, and then I didn't even do the half square triangles. I just went straight at it. I have also seen it done where you could just use strips. You could just use a beautiful fabric that you have and quilt over that beautiful fabric. So this is just a wonderful pattern. We can get this to you. It is a free pattern, so we can get it to you. And so is this one. This is a free pattern. So if you're looking for a quick and easy project, now we would love for you to purchase stuff from us, because that's something we desperately need here in Western North Carolina. But I also understand the need to use up our scrap fabrics, okay? And so that's why I'm using up scrap fabric, okay? So the first thing that I did with this is I cut out a 1 1/4 and a 1 1/4 from each side, okay? And then, and I'm gonna do the same thing for this piece right here. So I've already, you can see that I pieced the top, and then I put it to some batting, and then I quilted. And all I did was quilt straight lines down, and I was, and actually it wasn't even me, it was my son. He was practicing using the side of the, or using the edge of the presser foot to do his 1/4 inch seams. Honestly, I was just telling him what to do. So
Fork or sport.
when you're done with that, you're gonna have some edges like that. And so I just trimmed those down. And I didn't use a stripology. I am sorry, kerfuffle. I will, I promise. It's coming Wednesday. I'm gonna do something. No, Wednesday is pillow covers. It's coming, I promise. I'm gonna do one just for you. And so all I do is trim this down so that I have a nice clean edge, okay? And so that's where I'm at when I got to here, okay? And then I took this piece right here, and I have cut out 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 inch pieces, okay? Now what I'm gonna do, you know, I love to use my scraps. So I took a piece of backing fabric. This is a piece of backing fabric, and I just sewed down the center because I didn't have enough wide to be able to do it. And so I am simply going to cut this guy down to the same size as this guy. And this is my lining, so I don't even care if my edges are lined up. I might actually be able to get all 3 bags or 4 bags or whatever I decide I'm making out of one piece of fabric. It really helps to, it really helps me to see the, it helps me use my scraps. I just don't like waste. I'm a real don't waste. I'm a hoarder. I don't like waste. I know that quilters in general are sort of like that, and so if you can say, I mean, who's going to see the inside of the bag anyway? So I'm not even measuring. I'm just sort of lining the sucker up with the other one. And I'll show you how I, ooh, coffee. Ooh. This is why my morning's been so rough.
That mug isn't trying to kill you.
Right? Okay, so I have a mug just like this at home. If I put it in the microwave, the sucker heats up so bad it'll burn me. And it did it this morning. And maybe that's where it was this morning. I was like, I'm not. So from then on, I was just like in a bad mood. It's okay. It's okay. Life is okay. We're going to survive all this. It's going to be fine. All right, so I have trimmed that down, and now I'm going to take and trim out my corners as well. And so with this, I am going to use my scissors, which I had here at one point and have disappeared. Nope, there they are. I'm just going to use my scissors. The reason why I'm using scissors for this particular part is because I don't want to go with my rotary cutter over the edge. I want to keep it at my little notch. Okay, if I use my rotary cutter, sometimes I can go in further, and to me I just don't like it. All right, so now I'm going to go with that side as well. Okay, so now I can take and place this on top of this, right sides together. Actually, I'm not going to do that because I'm doing a zipper. Okay, so now I can take my zipper, okay? And the wonderful thing about zippers, okay.
Zippers are wonderful things. The tops are made out.
I have my zipper here. The nice thing about this method is that when you're doing zippers, a lot of the time you have to like move it and that type of thing. You will, okay, because you want to be able to turn your bag inside out. But this is really nice because I'm putting it like this to the right side, okay? So what I want, let's just take a look at what I want, okay? I want my zipper to go like that, okay? So in order to do that, I want that like that. This is my lining. I'm putting my lining like this. Okay, putting my actual piece right here. I'm going to place my zipper face down. Okay. What do I do with my pins? Gosh, it's a day. And Lanny's like, here they are, honey. He's trying. He's really trying. I yelled at him already once this morning, the poor guy. The other day I was telling him, we had a whole bunch of kids in the room, and I was telling him how much I loved him because he was, the kids were like, Allison, Lanny, Allison, Lanny, Allison, Lanny. And I just looked at him in the room right now. And both of us looked at each other like, I wonder what that means. We're dying to find out what that means. So, okay, so I like to put my pins like that, and then I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to line them up just like that, because now my zipper's all lined up, and now I can use my, and I can just take and move those pins, and I want it nice and close to the edge right there. All right. And then, Will, can I get you out here while I get my machine and get set up over there? Can you show off some of our Moda precuts?
Sure.
So he's going to grab some Moda precuts to show you. And he's going to explain why the precuts are called what they are. For example, we have jelly rolls, we have layer cakes, we have mini charms, we have charm packs, we have you name it. And we also have cake mixes if you want to pull those too. And I'm going to drink just a little bit of coffee.
You're going to explain what you do with the leftover zipper or the
Yes, I'm going to cut that off in the end once I'm completely done with getting the other zipper on the other side. All right, I'll be right back. Will is on his way. Here he comes. Oh,
Almost.
He's going to get another one.
Technical difficulties here.
All he's doing is finding fabric.
All he's doing is, but there's no fabric in here.
So a little higher for him.
Or have to pull back. So I even wore my chef shirt today.
Yes, you did. I love it.
So the Moda precuts, they have even copywritten the terms for their precuts. So we have the charm pack, which is 5-inch squares, the layer cake, which is 10-inch squares, the jelly roll, which, as you can see by the way they package it, they call it a jelly roll. It is the 2.5-inch strips. And then they have just in the last few years come down to the mini charm, which is 2.5-inch squares. And when they released that, they also released multiple bag and other project patterns so that people could see what could be done with these 2.5-inch squares. There is a beautiful flower on the wall that Kyla did as soon as these came out, and it's just fun to be able to get straight into sewing rather than, you know, as much as Allison loves the stripology, she does love when she can use a pre-cut pack just as much. So
Anything that saves time.
Right, some of the ones that we have in stock right now, this is the Fiesta. As you can see from the side view, it is lots of bright and beautiful colors here, as well as the Love Lily, which is also bright and beautiful. And then if you like something a little more subdued, this is Linda's Lace. It's recreating 1840 to 1880 fabrics. And as you can see, a little bit more subdued in color palette there. And then, which one was this? This was hiding from me.
Nantucket, but it's Shoreline.
Yeah, this is Shoreline.
That might be the last one.
This might be the last of the Shoreline layer cakes. I mean, jelly rolls. But we have
Shoreline's very
lots
popular.
lots and lots of mini charms to keep you going and do these quick Christmas projects. And they're very reasonable at only $5 a piece. So,
And we'll package up a lining for you, and we have batting and all that stuff.
and here's the Shoreline mini charm. And I think, oh, and then if you have any questions about what you can do with your charm pack, we have this, the cupcake mix. We have 4 different versions of the cupcake mix. It is paper piecing that allows you to have your perfect angles when you're working with these smaller fabrics, and the various ways to put them together. If you'll look back in our videos, we have
I'll have to do
about
one
3
on there.
years ago, we did one where I had put these designs into the EQ8, and we had gone through
Oh,
how
that's
each one of
right.
those designs could be expanded out to a full-size quilt. So
And
if
I
you
have
go
a
back and
quilt
look
over
at
there
those,
that-
you should be able to see it. And we do have an example in the shop of one of
Because
them.
it's paper piecing, but not really paper piecing.
Right. The paper piecing is if you really, really, really want your points to be perfect.
Right.
Whereas you can make this design very simply.
But this is so much more perfect and easy,
Yeah.
right?
So this is just using, if you look closely, the front has the designs with black and white. And what you would do is you'd have the background fabric as one, and then the charm pack as another, or you could just, for a scrappy look, put 2 charms together and go for it.
Cool.
So
All right, I'm ready, Laney.
take it away.
Take it away. All right. I'll wait till he gets over here. Poor guy. He's like, what do you mean I have to move the camera? Yes. I love you, honey. Aren't you glad Willow's in the room? Like, I think it's hilarious. I've got to know what he meant by that. Okay. So with my zipper, I have put, I have put my pins in so that I can pull them out as I go. When I put my pins in straight, like a normal apparel, I've noticed that everything gets kind of wonky. And so it's helped me to put my pins in along my seam line, okay? And then I also put them in so I can pull them out as I stitch. Okay, I put my zipper foot on my machine, and I moved my needle over just a little bit because I don't want to get too close to that zipper. I am not too, I like to keep it close, but not too close. And then what I'm going to do is I like to do a little bit forward and backward when I get to the fabric. So I'm going to go backward just a little bit here. And then, I'm going fast. I was doing something earlier. And then I just go, my zipper foot has a little notch so that the zipper is in the, is in that little notch. So I'm lining it up with that little notch. And do what? What am I sewing? This is a bag.
No, which machine?
Oh, what machine am I sewing on? I am sewing on the Janome Memory Craft 9480. This is the coolest part. Okay, come on now. This is the coolest part. Get a little extra light there. And oh, right. I have a magnifier too. Which when I'm doing really small things, and oh my God, I can't tell you how much I love that thing. Right now I'm just doing a zipper. It's no big deal. But boy, I love this thing right here. Okay. You know, and sometimes I'll be wearing my glasses too, but it comes in 3 different strengths, 20, 40, and 60. So I guess I could put on the stronger one if I really feel like I need it.
I actually like the 60 because if I'm going to use the magnifier, I might as well be able to see what I'm doing.
Right? Okay, now I'm going to go backward just a little bit too.
Want to see the whites of their eyes.
Right.
Who would have thought that I would...
At 100 yards.
it would be that bad. Okay, so there it's, see how it has brought that, oops, sorry. Okay, Laney turned it so I could see. Okay, so you can see how it just followed that zipper right there, okay? And now I can turn it over just like this, okay? And there's my zipper, all right? And so I'm gonna do this with both edges, but the first thing I wanna do is to get this guy out of my way, okay? And so I am lining up, I'm making sure that my sides are lined up, I'm making sure that my little corner thingies are lined up right there. And then I'm gonna do the same thing I did before, and I am gonna pin going, Laney's gonna put it in my lap, aren't you? Okay, I'm gonna pin going in the direction and I'm gonna put it in my machine. So I'm gonna put it in the machine this way. So I was right to begin with. So I'm gonna pin so that I can make sure everybody stays together, because once it gets in the machine, it's a little harder to stick together. So there we go. And you can see how I kind of like my stuff a little bit further away from the, I definitely like my zipper a little bit further away from my fabric than is usually called for. All right, I probably should have gone the other way, but I'm good. Okay, so now I'm gonna stick this back into my machine, and I'm just gonna do a little top stitch right across the top here. And again, doing a little bit of a back.
So, comment from Annette saying she's starting the new Billy stripology pattern today.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that. I want pictures when you're done. I haven't done Billy yet.
She also said smell-o-vision smells great.
Right, we do definitely need smell-o-vision because it smells fantastic in here, and he's just started it all over again.
Will was
So,
classically trained at Waffle House, right?
Only as a customer. I just sat and watched at Waffle House for hours on end.
he loves to cook, so we reap the benefits. Often, times it's very spicy though, because he likes his spice.
Well, there was no reason to put cayenne in this.
Right? Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, so now I'll get up nice and close, maybe. Laney's gonna make sure it's all focused. And so you can see how I've done a top stitch right across there. And so now I have a lining, boom, and I have a zipper, okay? Now we're gonna do the other side. So follow me over here. Uh-oh, Laney's like, whoa, what am I doing?
Turn that way from there.
Very good. Okay, and I kind of have to move everything out of the way. I will move it all up here so you
Yeah, I
can
made
still
a
see
mess.
it. Well, that's nothing new.
I can't say I was just following orders. That was...
Okay, cool. So that gives me one side of my bag. I just need to repeat this with the other side of the bag, okay? And so I need to first prepare. And so I am going to show you exactly how I do these 1.25 inch pieces. And I've got to watch the clock too, because Lanny's like, yeah, he wants us done by 10. So I'm going to do it best I can to get this done here. Because you need to see this part of it. It's kind of confusing. You know, I told you I don't use rotary cutters. I do just at the beginning, just to tell me where I'm going. Right? Oh, wait a minute. I did see that. I did get to see that. Look at me like not cutting the right way. It is definitely a morning, y'all. Okay, so I have cut that much, but I wanted to make sure I didn't get to those corners. And so now I'm going to finish that off with my scissors. Otherwise, I'll end up going over and I just, you know, I call myself not a professional, like, and I'm more of an instant gratification, but let's face it, I have issues. Okay, so now I'm going to pull out another piece that is a scrap because that's what I do. And line this baby up as best I can.
Scrap pieces so you have a lining inside.
This is my lining, and you know the lining is not really seen. I mean, but it really can be beautiful. See, look at how beautiful it could be, right? But you know, it doesn't have to be. I don't know who these are going to, but I'll tell you what, I have several that I use constantly, like, you know, so there is a need for a bag everywhere. So I'm doing just the same exact thing I did before, just doing it with the back. And now I'm going to trim off my little corners. I'm making a huge mess over here too, just flopping everything over here. Like, that's okay. We're going to bring out the Christmas stuff, which means everything's going to be messy anyway. Okay,
Tinsel everywhere.
It is. It will be everywhere. Okay, so let's just review as to what we want to do here. We want this to be like, ooh, I switched it, and I don't care. Actually, I could do the other way. No, I'm good. I switched it. I did the same thing on this one, and I kind of liked it. So I switched it. Let's not get too technical. I'm trying to get something done quick. Okay, so this is what we want to do. We want to have this like this, okay? Ooh, hello. So we want to have this like this. So if we're having this like this, that means that we want this part to go to the top part of that zipper. And so it just, that's what took me so long to understand, was visualizing that out, okay? And so now I can take this on this side, right here, and I can go ahead and pin it to it. Oh, good, pins are right here.
Pin, 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 pin,
Right.
pin, pin.
Okay, now I want to have my zipper inside of my lining. So lining goes like this. And I am going to stitch from my lining. So I'm going to turn it over and do it that way. And so you can see this wonderful, easy method of putting in a zipper makes it so that zippers aren't scary anymore. Alrighty, okay, coming back over.
So you have not done a zipper yet, so I have yet to have a nightmare about zippers.
Well, quilters have nightmares about zippers. And so this method in this pattern makes it super, super easy. Okay, drop that down. Gonna go forward and backward. I feel like I need to do some music like da 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 da.
Well, I just had a thought.
Yep.
That, you know, after humans invented probably pants or a loincloth, the next thing they invented was the bag. I have to assume that,
Right, you have to have stuff to carry.
You
You have to be able to carry everything in.
you You know, you had to keep your hands free, so you needed pockets.
Right,
And
backpacks.
since-
I bet you backpacks were the first thing created. No, they were probably those things. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Some sort of satchel that they could carry things in.
There you go. Can see a little bit better on the other side. So now, if I pull this up, and I pull this up, you can see how my lining is on the inside, and my outside is on the outside. Okay, and then I can take and do a top stitch right across here. I want to go this way. And now you see that zippers are not scary. The rest of the pattern is very easy. It's just, I tell people I want to do a class and it's a bag and they look at it and they go, but it has a zipper in it. I can't do zippers. You can whip out about 10 of these in a 3-hour period. Okay, so I'm exaggerating just a little bit, Vicki, but just saying. Okay, so now I'm going to just top stitch across this. Down, thank you.
And this is because you sewed from the inside, right?
Yes. Well, yes, and this just holds it down so that it doesn't get caught in the zipper.
I feel like it's been Allyson and the Silent Will show.
Right? It's been that kind of morning. All right, here we go. Up, cut, and there's our zipper. And so now, when we finish the bag, this is going to come in like this. This is going to get cut off, and you'll have it. It's just glorious. Okay. And so zippers are not scary. Yeah. Shush. Zippers are not scary. All right, cool. So let me come back over here and I'll finish things up with, robotic.
We have this fancy studio upstairs.
We do not, well, you would still be doing this back and forth. So we do have a fancy studio upstairs.
I would be pressing a button and switching from one camera to the other.
So we do have a fancy, you're right, we do have a fancy. It's a little messy right now, but getting there, So thank you so much for joining us. Will, why don't you come on over? He's too busy eating over there. So like, he's like, and Laney's like, what do you mean I have to turn the camera up? So thank you so much for joining us. We will be back on Wednesday evening. What is the drink for Wednesday evening?
Oh gosh, I have no idea.
So our drink for Wednesday evening is to be
TBD.
To be determined. But we could have hurricanes again.
I knew you could.
We could have boy, that was good. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We are still in hurricane recovery, and so we really appreciate. Oh, wait, we have prizes to give away. So Lanny is pointing that out. Not only that, but we also wanted to
We had
do
a drawing.
little
Yeah.
feature on the opportunity quilt.
Right.
So I'm gonna let him take care of that, and I'm gonna give prizes away. Ha! And so our prizes are, we have several prizes. Okay, so we are gonna give away to, well, Kerfluffle we've already talked to, Sue Ellen and Vicky are getting either a Mickey scarf. Oh, we have 3 here. So wait a minute, one's mine. Or the makings and pattern, either one of you, you're going to get the pattern. Okay, so Sue Ellen and Vicky are getting those. We have Angela Grogan and Bonnie Kruger and Kathy Roman who are getting charm packs, little mini charms. And so we're going to reach out to you and make sure that you get those stuff. Did you, you marked all that down, right? He's looking at me like, what? I marked stuff down?
You asked for names.
This is
I
marked
gave you
down.
names.
Yeah, it is marked down, but I need to know who's getting what. So, hand me a pen. Thank you. So keep commenting. If you have, we will be giving something else away this week from today's. We'll be giving something else on Wednesday. We'll be doing something else. I can't even remember what Wednesday is. What is Wednesday?
Middle day of the week.
The middle day of the week.
Mittwoch.
It is the middle day. But what were we focusing on?
Oh, pillows.
Pillows. That's right. Oh, yay! Okay, so Will is going to do this one. He's doing the magic pillow, and it's going to be super awesome. And so, Lanny, you're going to have to move over that way in order to show off the opportunity quilt, and then we will be done.
That's
too far.
So
Uh-oh.
far.
Can you see it at all?
Too many wires.
Maybe have to zoom in.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the opportunity quilt that was made by the local quilt guild, the Mountain Peacemakers. This is being raffled off. The proceeds are planned for Veterans Day and the square on, in donations and whatever's going on. So they couldn't do their little event, and they have put this off till the 9th of December, so there's still time for you to get raffle tickets. They're cash only, so you have to do it in store.
Or you can get them on the website, no?
I don't
They had a website. You could do it.
recall.
Yes, they have a website. If you go to the Mountain Peacemakers website, you can go and get them there.
I think Mountain Peacemakers is on Facebook.
No, they have a website.
They have a website now?
website.
Okay. So,
Peacemakers is Piece makers, Mountain Peacemakers.
but it's 3 tickets for $5, and that's that. So we wanted to make sure that we got that out there, that there's a month extension on this, and good luck to everybody who enters the drawing.
I have.
So.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
I have to make sure that my head stays in
Right.
frame.
We hope you have a wonderful couple of days before we see you again. And so join us Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. 6 p.m.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Join us Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. for a cocktail and a pillowcase tutorial. Another wonderful gift for Christmas.